There are thousands of singer-songwriters out there, and in this video, I'm going to be leaving out some big ones like Dylan and Young and Gordon Lightfoot and Joni Mitchell. I have all those, and I love them. But I've chosen 5 that, to me, are just as influential and just as good. So come in and have a look. Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you had a great morning this morning. It is Saturday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, this is going to be 5 great singer-songwriters. Again, as I said in the intro, there's thousands of them out there. And yes, I've left some big ones out, so don't put in the comments, where's so-and-so, where's so-and-so, where's so-and-so. I've left out the big ones like Dylan and Neil Young and Gordon Lightfoot and Joni Mitchell. I have all those. I've got a ton of every one of them. Not so much Dylan. I'm not a huge fan of Dylan. Don't hit the messenger. But I thought I chose 5 singer-songwriters that are just as good and just as influential. What else to do on a Saturday morning when have a great coffee as well? I need all of this gentleman's albums. I only have 2. How about Stewart? He's already 80 years old. That's just unbelievable. Singer-songwriter, folk musician, part of the British folk revival in the 60s and 70s. Unique style of folk rock songs, and his songs all tell great, great stories. You can just picture what's going on in every one of his tracks. It's just amazing. 16 studio albums, so I've got 14 to get. 4 live albums since his debut album came out in 67. He continues to tour the US and Canada and Europe and the UK. Of course, best known for his big hit, Year of the Cat. He's collaborated with so many great people. Alan Parsons, Jimmy Page, Richard Thompson, Rick Wakeman, Tori Amos. Most recently, collaborated with former Wings lead guitarist Lawrence Jubar. He's part of the musical history in the folk rock era. He knew Yoko Ono before John Lennon knew Yoko Ono. He shared a flat with Paul Simon and Bruce Woodley of the Seekers. It's just amazing stuff. I have 2 of them. This is Modern Times, the 6th album, 1975 release. Re-release in 2007 with bonus tracks. This is a great one. You got Carol, Signs of the Titan, What's Going On, Not the One, Next Time, Apple Cider Reconstitution, The Dark and the Rolling Sea, and Modern Times, the title track. It's an amazing album. And I have, of course, this huge hit, the 7th album, 1976 release, Year of the Cat. This is a remarkable album. It is so good. On the Borders on this one as well. I love that song. It's just such a great, great artist. Highly influential. How about the great Boz Scaggs? 81 years old. 81 years old. Just amazing. Part of the Ardells with Steve Miller back in the 60s. Member of the Steve Miller Band from 67 to 68. He started a solo career in 69. Of course, Silk Degrees. I'll show you that in a moment. Was his big hit and breakthrough kind of album. He also helped form Toto, as he used a lot of session musicians on his records, and most of the session musicians used were part of what's now Toto, or what were known as Toto. Amazing stuff. Still collaborates with them occasionally. This is his 2nd album, self-titled Boz Scaggs, 1969 release. It's great blue-eyed soul and country and rhythm and blues on this one. You have Moments, which is a VCLT as well. I can tell by the MoFi sleeves. Yeah, Moments is the 3rd album, 1971 release. More of a warmer, funkier, sometimes Van Morrison-like album. So good. This big one, Silk Degrees, the 7th album. Number 2 in the charts, 115 weeks on the charts. His best-selling album. You have 4 singles. It's Over, Low Down, Lido Shuffle, and What Can I Say? It is a fantastic, fantastic album. Down Two and Left, Down Two Then Left, the 8th album, 1977 release. Again, another chart-selling album, number 11 on the charts. Steve Lukather make his first appearance on this one. Of course, Steve Lukather, a big part of Toto, still part of Toto. Amazing album. And you have Middleman, the 9th album, 1980 release. Again, more Toto on this one as session musicians. Number 8 on the charts. You've got 2 singles, Breakdown Ahead and JoJo on this one. Great artist, Boz Scaggs. How about the amazing Donovan? 79 years old. And again, another artist I need all of his albums of. Scottish musician, singer, songwriter, producer, part of the British folk scene in the 60s. Number of international hits and albums in the 60s. Part of the Flower Power era, blending folk and pop and psychedelia and jazz together. This is another VCLT because of the Mo-Fi sleeves. This is his greatest hits. The first greatest hits album from Donovan, 1969 release. All the big hits are on this one. Seasons of the Witch, Sunshine Superman, Hurdy-Gurdy. It's all on here. It's amazing. This is a unique title. This is a different one. It's on phono disc through Canada, so that's maybe why it's different. Definitely an original on Pi Records Limited. This is Fairy Tale, the second album, originally released in the UK in '65. Great British folk. You got Summer Day, Reflection Song, Jersey Thursday, Sunny Good Street, the jazzy feel of life in urban London. You got Donovan singing and playing harp, mouth harp, and acoustic guitar. And Sean Phillips, who I featured yesterday in my Hidden Gems artists and albums, he plays 12-string on this one as well. Sean Phillips was a great player. That's great stuff. Barabajago, the 7th album, 1969 release. Wasn't released in the UK because of the contractual disputes going on around Sunshine Superman and Mellow Yellow and the Hurdy-Gurdy Man. They weren't released in the UK because of all kinds of contractual obligations. But this is on the Epics label. Great album. This is kind of a different one. This is Essence to Essence, the 11th album, 1973 release. This is more spiritual, meditative as far as the lyrics go. Of course, you got Donovan in white robes, kneeling and meditating, especially on the back here. At the time it came out, it was kind of a critical failure, but he continued to use a lot of these songs from this album on his live tracks during the 70s and 80s, and that kind of revitalized the album. You got Slow Down World, the 13th album, 1976 in the UK, in June and May in 1976 in the US. It's a great 13th album. Another folk style album. It's really good. And his first live album, Donovan in Concert. I think his father introduced him on stage on this one, if I'm not mistaken. Recorded at the Anaheim Convention Theater in California, 1967, November 17th to be exact. Yeah, there it is there. You got Isle of LA, Young Girl Blues, There's a Mountain, Poor Girl, Celeste, The Fat Angel, Guinevere, Widow, with Shawl, A Portrait, Preaching Love, The Lullaby of Spring, Writer in the Sun, Pebble and the Man, Rules and Regulations, and Mellow Yellow. Great stuff. Great stuff. How about Jackson Browne? He's the youngest of this bunch here, selling over 30 million albums in the U.S. alone. Great artist. I don't care about his political stuff. It doesn't bother me. He started writing as a teenager in the 60s. He wrote his first successful track, These Days. He was a minor hit for the band, or the artist, or the band Nico in 67. He also wrote a lot of songs for the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, which he was briefly a member of in 66. He wrote a track for the Eagles, Take It Easy. Just a great writer. This is For Every Man, the second album, released in '73. You got the big single Redneck Friend on this one. And the album was ranked 450 of the Rolling Stones list of 500 greatest albums of all time. Not a bad album. My favorite is Late for the Sky, the third album. It's a fantastic album. Said 1974 release. This one was deemed critically, historically, and aesthetically significant by the Library of Congress, and it was selected for preservation at the National Recording Registry. So I'd say pretty important album. You've got The Pretender, another great album, 1976 release. You got big singles, Here Comes Those Tears Again, and The Pretender, the big hit. Great album. His huge commercially successful album, Running on Empty. This is amazing. This is released in '77. The entire album was recorded on tour, either live on stage or locations associated with touring, backstage on the tour bus, in hotel rooms. Of course, you've got the big hit Running on Empty. The Loadout Stay was huge, still on classic rock radio. Grammy nominations in 1979 for Album of the Year, and another for Pop Male Vocalist for the song Running on Empty. Amazing. Lives in the Balance, the eighth album, 1986 release, number 23 in the charts. You got the title track, Lives in the Balance, as well as For America and In the Shape of Heart, all singles. Number 88 in the Rolling Stones list of 100 greatest albums in the 1980s. Number 2 in Sweden as well. Great album. And finally, a Canadian icon, Mr. Bruce Cockburn. 80 years old, Bruce is. To me, he's just as important as Gordon Lightfoot and Joni Mitchell is to the Canadian folk scene. Still playing, still going. Canadian singer-songwriter, remarkable guitarist. He's an amazing guitarist. His song styles range from folk to jazz-influenced rock to soundscapes with spoken stories. His lyrics reflect on spirituality, human rights, environmental issues, relationships. Describes his experience in Central America and Africa. Written more than 350 songs. This guy has written over 34 albums with a career spanning 5 decades. 22 albums have received Canadian gold or platinum. He sold more than 1 million albums in Canada alone, plus whatever he sold worldwide. He also did his memoirs in 2014 called Rumors of Glory. I'm missing a bunch of his albums. I know I have them, I just can't find them anywhere. But I do have High Winds and White Sky. This is the second album, 1971 release. Re-recorded or remastered in 2003. This is a gold-selling album. Very pleasant album to listen to. Very pleasant album to listen to. Then you have Night Vision, the fourth album, 1973 release. His first gold record in Canada in 1979. The first album that he recorded with a band, as his first couple of albums were just him. So it's a little darker, but there's something on every track for everyone on this one, for sure. Continuing with a bit of a darker theme, this is The Fallen Dark, the seventh album, 1976 release. Got that full band sound going on. Canadian Gold Record Award. First album to reach the charts in the States as well. Hit number 191 in the cash box. So pretty good, for sure. This is maybe his finest album, Humans. It's a really great album. The 10th album, 1980 release. You got social and spiritual lyrics about all kinds of stuff going on here. It's an amazing album to start with if you're going to want to get into Bruce Cockburn. And maybe the only one you need if you want to get into Bruce Cockburn. It's a fantastic album. There's a picture of him there on stage. Inner City Front, the 11th album, 1981 release. You got some moody synths and violin and woodwinds going on here, and of course the dark nature of the songs. You got they deal with contrasts of the human condition, personal relationships, world affairs. You've got just fantastic writing on this, on all of his albums. He's an amazing artist. So there's 5 amazing singer-songwriters that if you don't know them, please check them out for sure. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.